Now this thing's dangling again, isn't it? Ow. Okay. So we just saw... What was the movie called again?
Haunting in Venice.
I forgot the name of it. That it was A Haunting of Venice.
I don't know.
The Haunting... It's The Haunting of Venice, I think, or in Venice.
Did you grab either one of our tickets?
No. You have them, actually.
No, I don't.
Oh, no, I threw them out.
You're dumb.
A Haunting in Venice, The Haunting in Venice,
Something about a haunting and Venice.
Yeah.
Now,
like 3 or 4 movies ago, we saw a trailer for this, and you were like, "Oh, this looks good."
Well, it looked entertaining from the trailer, and I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. The end.
Yeah, Naomi. So, it was like, let's go see it. I think it's gonna be rotating out of theater soon, actually. So, yeah, we actually have some iced tea left. We're gonna be staying up all night with us.
Yep. It's not like I stayed up till 4 the previous day playing Baldur's Gate 3, but that's fine.
Yeah. And actually, we were almost late for this one because I had to pull Naomi away from Baldur's Gate. It's like, Naomi, we gotta go. And she's like, I go out from Baldur's Gate.
You gotta do it.
Baldur's Gate.
Gotta suck all the balls of Baldur's Gate.
And my God. We were like driving out of the house, and I'm like, I look at the time, and I'm like, doesn't the movie start right now? And you're like, don't worry, the clock in the car is 10 minutes fast. And I was like, okay.
And I mean, we got there just as the movie started, so it worked out perfectly.
We got there just as the movie started. Like, The final trailer was like fading out as we were walking in, and it was like perfect timing.
And the lights turned off like 5 steps from our seats, so it wasn't that bad. Oh,
also, Naomi decided to choose the seats this time. You know how there's like the entryway?
Overlooking the entrance.
Yeah, so
there's a balcony.
There's the entryway where like you come into the theater and you go around and go up. She wanted to choose the seats right underneath the balcony.
Yeah.
And the main reason is you have more leg room.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
And also in some theaters, not in this one, the ledge was too high, but in some theaters you can put your feet up.
I mean, I put my feet up anyway, often.
We had like the drink like sitting, on the thing. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I do.
And I was like, I don't like sitting here. You're so far off to the side. You're like looking.
The screen is so big, it doesn't fucking matter where you sit. That's why I like theaters instead of drive-thrus. Because if you sit in a bad place in a drive-thru, it fucking sucks. That's why stadiums are the worst. But theaters, you sit high.
I don't know, man. The perfect spot is right in the center.
No.
And like the whole movie just like fills your field of vision. You're just like, oh.
No. You sit where it's most comfortable, which is on the balcony.
On the balcony.
On the balcony.
So, we saw the movie.
Yep, and it was okay.
It was just okay.
Yeah, like it was a fun romp.
Yeah.
Even though I got scared several times.
Oh my God. Naomi's like, oh, I'm gonna hold different. And like, so you're like squeezing and like rubbing my bicep. Like, what the fuck is this?
Because I don't like horror movies at all.
You see,
not even a little bit.
Yes,
but this movie is rated PG.
It is a PG movie.
So you guys are gonna see it, and then you're gonna be like, Naomi, what the fuck?
It's like a kid's horror movie.
It is, but like there's
some scary moments.
There's some scary moments. So like this is like not like a child, but like a tween horror movie.
Like 12 years old.
Yeah, like maybe a little less like for those risque kids.
Well, also those goofy that guy's goofy mustache.
No.
Okay, there was enough humor in this.
Mustache was my favorite part of the movie.
There's no humor in this. Okay, so here's the TLDR. And also we should not spoil who done it.
Oh, of course not.
Because you should see the movie actually.
Okay, no, like half the fun was like me and Deb whispering to each other, that one did it. That one did it.
Man, if the theater was full, it would have been like so annoying.
Yeah.
But there was one other couple in the theater.
Yep.
And they kind of seemed like a fucking nerd couple like us, actually, when I got a good look at them. Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine.
I wasn't paying attention.
No, dude.
That's not what I do.
It's funny because, like, the guy, as the movie was starting, he was, like, rummaging through all of his things, and his girlfriend was like, shut up! You're making too much noise! And I was, like, looking over. I was like, what the fuck?
I thought, was that what she was doing? I thought she was yelling at the bag. Because you guys know when you go to a movie theater and you're trying to open the stupid fucking candy bag and it's so loud and you're trying to time it and it's not working. So I thought she was yelling shut up at the bags. I do that sometimes.
No, you know what it was? I knew exactly what this was because I would do it and you would react the same way. He was being purposely annoying knowing that the theater was almost empty by... by like crinkling the bag. I gotta get so crinkle, 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 crinkle. And she was like, "Stop it! You're disturbing that one other couple in the theater."
You know what? That makes it even more rude. If there's less people, it's less rude.
And like, I look over and I'm
wait,
like,
no, if there's more people, it's less rude. I said that wrong.
I look over and I'm like, I know what you're doing. It's funny. I like that you're annoying your girlfriend.
I regret dating you. This entire night, I regret.
Okay. So listen. Oh, by the way, we turned the car light on this time. How do we look? We look very red, don't we? Yeah. Well, what if I turn it off?
This is better.
Is it?
No one needs to see my face.
Is it really better? Hold on. What about the backlight?
Is there a backlight?
Wow, that looks kind of weird.
Aww.
Let's go with this one then. Actually, I'm just like.
What are you doing?
I'm goofing around.
Stop.
Should we actually do this? No. If you park in a different place, we should. But like for now, let's just go back to the light. Okay. So, right in your eyes, I just
I shouldn't have looked at it. That was dumb.
Okay. So the movie's set in 1947. It's in Venice.
It doesn't really seem like it's set in 1947 though.
No, it doesn't.
Like this is that you can tell that it's like a kids movie because the only logic of the movie that matters is inside the house. Inside the haunted house. That's the only movie logic where it matters. Everything outside of the haunted house doesn't matter. So like there's old style military uniforms and then there's like a semi-modern boat. Like I'm pretty sure I've seen that boat in pictures.
It's very clearly like a 2023 boat. It's like, okay guys, come on.
Yeah, and the fact that like there was like it's Venice like right after World War II. And there was these really cute kids. There was orphans.
I know.
But like,
okay.
I was talking about how there's those really cute, that cute black twins that the camera panned on in the orphans. And you kept saying, why is there black kids? And I was just like, that doesn't matter.
There shouldn't be black
kids. It doesn't matter. It's like a movie.
Okay, so it's 1947 in Venice. It seems like they actually shot it in Venice too.
Well, I said this while we were watching, but I was just like, yeah, that's the great thing about old cities is that you can still film in the modern era and you don't have to change anything.
To be honest, with CG and like you've seen like the Mandalorian dome, like they can just do whatever the fuck they want. Like with CG and with various techniques now, who knows where anything is shot anymore? But it does appear to be shot at least partially in Venice. And then maybe the indoors, or like those are all sets, maybe. But
the haunted house was entirely a set.
Yeah, but like the outdoor
outside,
stuff seems like it was actually shot in Venice. Well, and here's why, because like
I think the front of that house was a facade though, like one of those. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, with the Mandalorian dome, you can only really show like waist high or like knee high shots of all the characters standing in the giant open space that they're actually not in. They're in the dome. But like there were shots of him, like you can see him all the way down to his feet, and he's like on the dock, and he walks out of the shot, and like the camera doesn't move, so you see him go off into the distance. Like it seems like they were actually there for some things.
Oh, that would make sense.
So, 1947.
Venice, you shoot the canals.
Yeah, I guess so. 1947, Venice, just after World War II. All right, and it kind of plays into it, but not really. There's a couple of characters who served in the war, and they're very like, oh, I'm so traumatized. And then there's like the Americans have arrived in Italy because they're occupying Italy,
I think one of the reasons why they decided to set it then was to explain why everyone was so superstitious.
That was partially it. It was also partially to do away with the whole cell phone in the haunted house thing.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta have those logic reasons.
Yep. So the main character is a retired detective.
He's French.
I
don't remember his name because I can't pronounce it because
it was Hercule. Hercule something.
Yeah, I don't know. I kept hearing Ponce de Leon, and I kept being like, that's not his name.
You're a fucking Ponce de Leon. Okay, so you have this. And he has a ridiculous fake ass mustache. Like,
it's an amazing mustache. I love it so much. I want one. I want that mustache
on you.
Face. Yes.
On you. Yes. Okay. Your transitioning genes are coming back. So I guess.
No, it's not. I just like the aesthetic of mustaches. Not on me as a girl, but fake mustache once in a while. Sure. I've worn fake mustaches before.
You should play Hat in Time then.
Should I?
Yeah, because the main villain is a girl with a mustache.
Oh.
She's actually called like the girl with the mustache or something. It's kind of goofy.
Sexist.
Is it?
I'm kidding. Anyway, continue with your TLDR.
So this is a retired detective who's apparently the best detective, and he's in retirement. He's hiding in Venice. He has a bodyguard to keep people away from him because he doesn't want to take any more cases.
The bodyguard's funny.
Bodyguard's funny.
Yeah.
And then like his old friend shows up, the American writer.
Yep. Mystery writer.
Mystery writer. So basically, she has a career of tagging along with him to all of his cases and turning them into novels.
Yep.
And so you have the detective and you have the writer. The Frenchman, the American, the guy and the girl. Okay.
And then I think the bodyguard was actually like Italian.
Yeah, the bodyguard was Italian, but it was like a former policeman who is now his personal bodyguard.
Yeah.
Because he was like living in seclusion. He didn't want to be bothered, and people are still trying to hunt him down. Like, can you solve my murder case? And he's just like, no, I'm retired. Leave me alone. So
I think my favorite part.
So he snuck to Venice.
Of like the beginning of that was when the policeman, like when the bodyguard like tossed a guy in the canal.
Yeah, there's a guy who's like,
really
please look at my case, and he just throws him over a bridge. Like, get out of here,
like,
you fucking scrub. So they get invited. The reason that she comes back is because she's been invited to a Halloween party.
I know she's been invited to a seance.
Yeah, but it's a Halloween party. So basically she says, listen, the Americans brought Halloween back for the kids.
For orphans.
For orphans. So there is a rich lady's house. It's like an old house in Venice. Or they're all old, but you know what, but like, yeah. And they go to the house, and the orphans are having their Halloween party. They're bobbing for apples, and they're having like fun. They're dancing.
Added detail.
Okay.
Okay, so the orphans were brought to this place to have a Halloween party. This isn't an orphanage. This is an old lady's house. Orphans were brought there because she wanted, to have children's laughter in the house again. Because it's a big, old, scary house that definitely kind of sort of used to seem like it was a psychiatric hospital, even though it actually wasn't, but that's the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the party's going on, and then you have a bunch of other people at the house. You have all the kids. You have the woman herself.
The hostess.
The hostess. Who's like secluded herself up.
Yeah, we're not going to remember anyone's names.
No.
We both apologize profusely.
It's like Clue. They're all just like the characters.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's the hostess who's secluded herself away in her room, and she's just like the sound of the party happening. There's the hostess's maid.
Yep.
Who used to be a nun.
Yes.
That was her, right? And she's like kind of attending to her and like organizing the party and having a good time. And then there's the family doctor and his son, and they're both there.
Yep.
And the family doctor, he has PTSD from the war.
Yep.
And the son like calms him down and is like, it's okay, Dad, you'll be fine, just take your meds.
One of those kids that like have to take care of their parent because they're all fucked in the head.
Yeah, and also the kid.
There's no mom in that picture with the kid.
No, yeah. I don't think so.
I assume she died.
Maybe. But I don't think they ever said.
They never said. He was just a single dad.
He was a single dad.
Yep.
And the kid was like, he was like, I'm psychic, I can hear the ghosts.
And that kid was fucking weird.
I can see them too.
Yeah.
He was like the Sixth Sense kid. I see dead people. He was like that guy.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you that's what they were trying to like reference there.
Yeah. So, who else was in the house? Okay, someone sent an anonymous letter to the hostess's dead daughter's fiance.
Because that's who the seance was for, was the dead daughter.
Yeah, because the seance, they're going to summon the spirit of the dead daughter to talk to her after the orphanage party was done.
Yep.
So it was Halloween. It was October 31st. So, this guy shows up. He's like the swaggering American, and he's like, "I'm here, baby."
He shows up after the party, though.
Yeah, after the kids have gone home.
Yep.
But he shows up, and he's like, "I'm here. Somebody invited me," and everyone's like, "No one invited you," and he's like, "I'm here."
I'm here anyway.
He just fucking came. He just showed up.
But what my favorite thing was that he was a baker. Like, that has no relevance to the story, but he seemed, since, like, I don't know bakers that well, if they're usually super aggressive. I usually think of chefs being, like, fairly aggressive, but not bakers, so, like, I don't know. But, like, he was, like, did not seem like a baker.
No, he didn't.
He was, like, anything else but a baker. Like, another doctor actually would have made more sense.
Yeah, they only want one doctor.
I know.
For the mystery setup.
For mysteries, I know.
So, is that everyone?
So...
Hold on, yeah. Detective?
There's the detective.
Writer, bodyguard, who's former cop.
Hostess.
Doctor, hostess.
Doctor.
Doctor, hold on. Hostess, servant.
Okay.
Doctor's son, and then the
ex-fiance.
Okay, but that's only 8 people. Wasn't there like 11?
Yes, because then there was the seancer.
Right, the seancer and her 2 minions came along.
2.
Yeah, the second one was kind of hidden.
Yep,
but
hidden away.
Yeah. So there was... That light's like blasting right. Look at that. that light right there just directly right in my eye.
Why would I want to look at it?
Turn around. No. Look right at it now. Okay,
no.
So, the seancer shows up. Well, first of all, throughout the orphanage, I'm like, why are there so many black and Asian kids and like Mexican kids in this?
And I kept telling Dev, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's 1947 in Italy.
Doesn't matter at all to the movie, not even a little bit. This is why I said that the only logic that is needed for the movie that is actually good is in the haunted house. Now, I know the party was in the haunted house, but that's not, I mean, in the haunted house.
Yes.
Haunted house.
So I'm like, why are there so, like, why?
Because they're extras. They're cheap.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Black kids are cheap, says Naomi.
No, so... I'm saying that instead of casting for a specific race, just casting whoever is cheaper.
So, the kids go home at the end of the night, and they've all had their fun.
Yeah.
And then the guests are still there, and then
it's seance time.
the psychic shows up, and the psychic is played by an Asian lady. Like, why the fuck is she here? Oh, I'm under a light. Uh-oh. Oh,
hello.
That's where, like,
you have to say who it was, though.
Hold on, that's probably like a don't kill your battery thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not kill the battery. Okay. We'll do this quickly. So,
who was the actress for the Asian lady?
Is it Michelle Yeoh?
I don't remember her name. I don't know her name.
She was in like season 1 of Discovery. She was in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
She was the Asian the middle-aged female Asian actress who's very popular right now.
Yes.
Yes, and that was her. And I'm like, well, and also she had a completely like European name. Why is there a Chinese woman in this role?
Yeah, that was weird. They should have leaned into it being a little more like, yeah, she's from the East, you know?
Yeah, but
that probably would have been racist.
It would have been better though.
So,
it's like we hired a China woman to come in and like use her ancient mystical power from the far off land.
Yeah.
And it's like it would have been racist, but it would have made for a better story, in my opinion.
Like, honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. She's not, you know, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, but it's kind of it takes you out of it.
No, it doesn't.
It did for me. I was like, this is not a realistic movie.
Listen. No, it wasn't supposed to be. It's a PG fucking movie. They're not realistic at all.
Okay, so anyway, the psychic and her servants, her assistants show up. There's one assistant who's with them. There's one sneaky because she's like faking it.
Because, you know, all seances are fakers.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
So the sneaky one like snuck in and did some stuff, but he's in the mansion too.
Yep.
And so it's Venice. A big storm blows in.
Yep.
And no one can leave the house because it's Venice, so they're all in like everything's gone is by canal. Well, the storm is so crazy that boats can't get in and out of the house anymore. So we have like the classic murder mystery scenario because it's like this. In fucking the Clue board game.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
could have just named the movie "Hey, it's Clue" and it would have been the same.
Yeah. in the Umaneko anime and also the game, there's a bunch of, and like there was like a Family Guy one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's just been a whole bunch of whodunits where for contrived reasons everyone is locked in a house and they can't leave, and one of them is a murderer. And you have one really intelligent character who has to figure out which one it is.
You know, I also...
And that's... And the detective who's, like, retired and, like, his writer assistant, they get to work.
Yeah. I was going to say another example, but then I partially forgot it because you kept talking.
Oh, sorry, go on. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. You interrupt her.
Well, you know the trope that we're talking about, and that's what's happening here. The storm has made Venice's waterways inaccessible for the night. Everyone is locked in the mansion. Someone dies... And then the detective, like, closes the door and is like, no one will leave until I discover...
No one is leaving until I figured out who it is.
Yeah.
I cannot do a French accent.
And then it goes through the trope of, like, he interviews every single one of them. He gets, like, evidence. In between interviews, like, some crazy thing happens. The stakes, you know, they escalate. There's another murder. And, like...
And...
This happens in every single one of these types of stories.
But the reason it's called A Haunting in Venice is because... house is haunted.
Apparently. So the issue is that the woman has the daughter who died. Apparently, it's haunted by the death of the daughter, but also by a bunch of other kids from the past.
Yep.
And so there's a whole lore about this house, and also this is like one of those like one of those rationalist stories where like everyone believes that it has to. Like this, Umaneko is a great example of this. Everyone believes it has to be a ghost or some sort of spirit or some sort of magic. But this guy is the only guy who's like, no, there's a rational explanation for this. Someone's making it seem like it's magic. And I need to figure out not only who killed them, but how they did it, so I can disprove all of your fucking silly notions about magic and spirits and things like this. So there's like the entire movie. It's very like. There's a ghost jump scares, and there's like weird things happening, and there's like it really seems like it might be some sort of supernatural situation. But he's the rationalist who's like, no, we must figure out what's like who how is this happening?
Yeah, and we can't tell you whether he's right or not about it being supernatural or not, because that would be spoiling it. And I don't know how to like finish this without actually spoiling anything.
Yeah, because it's a murder mystery, we can't actually like get into the details because they would like the fun of this movie is to watch it and see if you can figure it out before he figures it out.
Yeah. And I think we both did, but like I think I figured it out like along the lines of like when the writers were just like, okay, if you're thinking about it, this is when you're gonna figure it out. You know? That's usually what ends up happening to me, because I'm not that smart.
In most of these, especially if we're talking about novels specifically, like mystery novels, there's a point. And usually the book makes it very clear. Where it's like, okay, you get to a point in the book, and then the book says, usually not directly, like, stop here. Like, usually, like, a character will say something, but it's like, it's the signal to, okay, if you want to figure it out, figure out who did it, stop reading and figure it out now.
Yeah.
Because you now have all the information that you need to figure out who actually did it. So let's see if you can put the, oh, you have another Halls? Is your throat still? Oh man, I'm kind of stuck in here with you. I'm going to get too. Ah, don't throw it at me. Where'd it go?
Oh, wait.
Dude, it's like gone. Okay.
Ghosts.
I'll have to fix that out.
It's
no,
ghosts.
it bounced into the thingy.
It's ghosts.
It's okay, I'll put it in the... we have a car garbage can. It's very nice.
Most people do. That's not...
Really?
Yes.
Since when?
Since ever.
Maybe I don't know people who like drove around trash mobiles. They just like throw their shit everywhere. Okay. Anyway, there's always a point in the book where it's like, stop here, see if you can figure it out, because now you have all the clues. And there was a moment like this in the movie too, where like if you were watching it at home, it'd be like, okay, this is where you want to pause. It's the moment where like everyone's kind of brought together finally at the end, and he's like, now I know, and like he kind of lays it out.
And he monologues. Monologuing was great. I loved the monologue.
It was a good detective's monologue. Yeah. It was a good detective monologue.
Yep.
Oh, you said in the theater that it was like that game series.
Oh, what's it called? I forget.
Is it Dark Anthology or Dark Chronicles?
I think it's Anthology.
It was the first one was Man of Medan. The second one was
the boat one.
That was the first one. Second one was like the abandoned town that they got like stuck in after the bus crashed.
Oh right.
And the third one was like
that one made me so mad.
The one in Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically,
I think it was called the Dark Anthology series.
The Dark Anthology series. Maybe No, it wasn't Dark Pictures. That's something else. But anyway, the point of those games is like it is also a mystery. You have to figure out what's going on here.
You have to figure it out, and you also have to figure out whether or not it's real.
Yeah, whether or not it's a supernatural.
Because that's supposed to be the trope of that series, is that you have no idea if it's real or not until the end of the game. Of course, doing two
in a row.
Spoilers. Doing two games in a row where it wasn't supernatural at all was really fucking annoying and a bad decision.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
I was very angry.
You're very angry.
And then the third one where it was real just fucking sucked.
It was an okay one.
Nah.
The fourth one came out, by the way. We didn't play it, but maybe we should play this.
I don't care.
We should play it this Halloween then.
You're playing. I'm not playing this.
It's probably like Dave can play it. Fuck Dave. It's probably like it's probably free now or like on PSN or something. So I'll just grab it.
I don't wanna. It just made me so mad. Like I knew it should have just been real, or the first one should have been real. It should have been not real or real, and then not real or real.
By real or not real, you mean like supernatural or natural?
Yes.
That's what you mean. Yes.
Supernatural and natural,
yeah.
Or supernatural and natural, and then it's just wild after that.
Yeah.
But you have to make the second one the opposite of the first one.
Yeah,
that's the point.
You're jiggling the whole car. Stop. Okay, so the first two games in that series were both natural explanations, and they were not supernatural events, which is what pissed you off.
Well, like, no. What pissed me off was that the second one also was not a supernatural event. that would have been the best one to make a supernatural event.
No, it had the lamest ending too.
Yeah,
Do you remember it?
That's
Do you remember it?
That's one of the reasons why I was so mad. I don't even. Wasn't it chemicals in the air? No, that was the boat.
That was the first one.
Spoilers.
The second one was it was all in the guy's head.
Oh yeah, that was just fucking stupid. I was like, oh, it's all a dream. That trope didn't die 200 years ago.
It was so bad. We just spoiled the end of those games, and we're not spoiling.
Spoilers.
And we already did it.
Spoilers.
And we're not spoiling the ending of this movie. So if you like whodunits and you want like a nice little hour and a half, it's pretty short. Nice little hour and a half romp. It was just fine.
Yeah.
It's a bit too goofy.
It's goofy because
But
it's
it's fun.
PG, and
Yeah,
there
but
was
it's fun.
like a couple jump scares.
A couple of like Naomi grabs me for dear life.
Listen, I don't like horror movies. I think one of the reasons why I wanted to watch this one, I remember from the trailer now, is that it was PG, so I thought it was going to be more like a Ghostbusters goofy kind of romp. It was not.
No. Almost done this.
Yeah.
You want to start?
No.
Okay. So that was that. Like I said, we're not going to go into too much detail because you should probably see it for yourself. Like, it basically, if you actually want to have the whodunit experience, you gotta watch it. So we can't even keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened again. It's okay. So
anyway, I do want to say
Okay,
that one of the things I do like about like a good, like a well done like kids movie is that it feels like you're like missing out on like the histories and like the lore of the universe like in the movie because it feels like it would like this was just like a part of a series.
Yep.
You know, but it's not, and it definitely does not need to be.
No, it
but
doesn't.
like I always enjoy the movies that do that. They just plop you in with like no explanation. They're just like go.
Well, I think it's because I saw in the credits it was written. The original novel it was based on was written by Agatha Christie, and I think she used this character in a whole bunch of novels.
Oh yeah, she definitely Agatha Christie. I think that was the example I was thinking of earlier because I remember that there was like a whodunit that I watched, but it was like actually like super historical, and it was a woman, and she was trying to figure out who like had killed someone.
Yeah.
Or poisoned or whatever. But I am 90% sure it had something to do with Agatha Christie. Either she was the person trying to figure it out, or it was like a live TV show movie episode inspired by one of her novels. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah. So if that sort of thing interests you, you should go see it. Otherwise, don't. I guess.
Go see it.
I mean, here. You know what? Here. We're going to spoil a bit now.
No!
Just wait. Now turn it off. If you actually want to see the movie, now turn it off, okay? Because I do want to ask you a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm going to continue this. Ruin my car battery.
Oops. Listen.
If we can't get home tonight, I'm blaming you.
We're okay, listen. It has way more than just the light, for sure. Okay, just hear me out. Just hear me out, okay? It seemed... remember, we're spoiling the ending now. It seemed
spoiling the ending. You have to put like a big
blinking.
Listen, when you edit this, like before we start talking, you have to leave this in too.
Okay, I'll just leave it all in.
Yeah. You have to put like a great big, like right when I say this, great big spoiler sign going, it's a fucking spoiler!
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen. It seemed almost too simple that it turned out to be the girl's mom.
I think that with the way it was going, like it could have been anyone, realistically. But like it makes like when after getting all the facts, it makes sense it was the mom. But I actually personally think that's actually just that's just a sign of a good story. Like you look back and you're just like, oh fucking course it was. How did I miss that? You know? Like you couldn't immediately.
I don't think either of us missed it though.
Well, did you guess the mom at the beginning? No. Did I guess the mom at the beginning? No. I thought it was the kid for a while.
You thought it was the kid?
Listen, he was creepy. I thought he was big.
Well, to be fair though, there's like 3 mysteries and he solves all 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the money went and like where, he solves all 3 of them.
Listen, I thought it was gonna be the kid because I thought I in the middle of like this fucking nonsense of after the seance dies. Spoilers, you know, because this is after the big fucking spoiler sign. She dies because she gets murdered. And I thought that it was gonna go like the real, it's actually supernatural route, and the kid was gonna get possessed by the ghost, and he was the one doing the killings. I thought that's what was gonna happen.
You think so?
Yeah, but then I realized, okay, no, they're still sticking to the rational stuff, so no, it's not gonna be the kid.
So here's the thing. I initially suspected the Bodyguard. Bodyguard was in first place.
Yeah, that was the very first one you said.
Well,
I was like, no way.
I was keeping... Well, it turns out he was actually guilty of something.
You were kind of right. Yeah, you were kind of right.
Yeah.
Listen, I was still more right than you in the end.
I was suspecting, for a good chunk of the movie, Bodyguard was first place, Mother was second place.
Yeah.
It just turns out that the Bodyguard was guilty of something else.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, well, okay.
Yep. No, I suspected the mom after the scene where after the interview with the policeman.
The policeman pulled the girl out and not her.
And then, because there's several
flashbacks.
There's several like flashbacks, and they use the same one every time. But then when
the girl dying,
yeah.
And the mother's in the water, like pulling her out.
Yeah. But when the policeman, he was just like,
he tells the story.
Yeah, he tells the story because it turns out he was actually here before, yada, yada, yada. And he was like, oh yeah, I pulled the girl out of the water. And it was the same flashback, but with him. And I was like, oh, it's her. It was her. I didn't say it that loud in the theater, of course, but like.
I remember like, the way that you were like yelling out guesses, I was like, there's another couple here,
I didn't yell, I loud whispered to you.
And I was like, there was some yelling.
No, there was not.
And I was just like, Naomi.
No, there was not.
Naomi.
It was not loud yelling.
Naomi embarrassing me in public, turns out. So, speaking of that, look at this face. Okay, so, after the movie was over, alright, I waited specifically until the other couple had left. Because I wanted to be like on my own, kind of like, I wanted to tease Naomi in public. So we were above. Remember, we were above the entranceway. So there was like a thing. So I like hung my leg over, and I was like, Naomi, I'm falling. And you were like, Devin, you fucking I didn't notice that the guy was there.
The usher was there.
Oh my god.
Because Dev's too fucking stupid to use his eyes or get glasses.
And I was like, oh. And
the usher pretty much was there from when the lights turned on. Because this was the very last showing of the night.
Yeah.
So he had to make sure that the theater was actually clean, even though there was only 4 of us in there.
Yeah, and like, I was at a theater, and you're like, he was there watching it the whole time, right? I was like, no.
So yes, Dev is actually just as obnoxious in public as he is online. So, I regret dating you. A little, yeah.
So, A Haunting in Venice. You should probably see it.
Oh, more spoilers. I was worried about the little boy, too.
What, being weird? Of course it was weird.
Guilty.
Oh, because of the... Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You did something too, yeah.
But I was right. And Dev wasn't, so fuck you.
What do you mean wasn't?
Listen, you guessed the cop, and then you were just like, you agreed with me it was the mom, but I guessed the mom first. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was sorry about the cop, though.
No.
Yes, you even said earlier in the video. All right, we're gonna go home, guys.
Wait.
Okay, well, the 5th fucking ending of this fucking video. Go.
Sorry. Did you okay? I knew that something shenaniganery was happening when 1, he almost got murdered in the apples.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, he saw the word apples. I'm like, is she the murderer? The writer?
No, all of that was basically just kind of determined by
I know. But, like, I was just like, did you guess the shenaniganery by then? With the writer?
With the writer?
Yeah.
No, but that wasn't related to the writer.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
No, I know.
Him hallucinating the word apple was not related to the writer.
Yeah, but the song...
The postcard was, yes.
No, yes, I know, but that's how he figured it out. Because he saw the word apple in her writing because she sent the letter.
Yeah, but he only saw the word apple because he was fucking high.
Yeah, that's fine.
Spoilers, he was dosed. That's why he was being weird, the detective.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that does... I'm just asking if you figured it out by then.
No, because that wouldn't have led you to that. Here's the thing. The minute that I said it's probably the bodyguard, what kind of comes along with that is that it's probably also the friend, because they knew each other outside. The 3 of them knew each other from outside the house. So it's like...
The bodyguard didn't technically know the writer. Not to our previous knowledge of the...
Oh, you're right, yeah. Okay. Well, there's no reason that apples... Okay, you know what? No, that's a dumb reason too. All right? Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep. Nope, that doesn't work.
No, listen, nope. I knew as soon as he almost died in the apples, I was like, it has something to do with the writer. But I wasn't sure. I didn't think she was trying to murder him, though. I just thought that there was, like, some weird stuff going on with her. But I was right.
Okay, the fact that he was like, he was
imagery.
That's dumb.
It's not.
Okay, the writer approached him with an
Says the
apple.
English major.
No. The writer approached him with an apple to reveal it's actually me. Then he was almost drowned in
apples.
In like an apple bob thing.
Yeah.
By a completely different person who knew nothing about that. So there was no connection there.
But there was imagery of something weird going on with the writers who were right to suspect her. And I was still partially right. I had figured it.
You suspected her for completely wrong reasons.
No, but I didn't suspect her for murder. I mean, I was hoping the movie wasn't going to go that way because I thought it was stupid. And she kind of turned into a bit of a bitch at the end, so...
Yeah. I think by the end, he was just like, fuck you. You tried to screw me over. He just like left.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time for us to go home. That's the movie. Go watch it.
It was fun.
It was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. You're not a good time, but the movie was a good time.
Fuck you.
How can you not see the apple imagery? That was like very obviously put there to make you suspicious of the apple lady. No, I'm serious. Actually though, now that I'm thinking about it, who said that he should go bobbing for apples? Because I have the faintest memory that I'm pretty sure it was the hostess.
It might have been. It might have been a hostess or it might have been the maid. One of the two.
I think it was the hostess.
Well, keep in mind, the hostess killed.
The hostess tried to drown the seancer in the apples.
Yes.
I just think it's ironic.
But he was wearing the seancer's outfit.
Yeah. Now, I think they might have put that there for two reasons. One, to be ironic, if she told him.
Yep.
And two, to make you suspicious of the apple lady.
Maybe, yeah.
Imagery. Yeah.
Should I pull this footage off of the car dash cam to put into the video?
It's fine.
It might be kind of funny.